Hello and welcome to our place in Sicily, where we are renovating a 31-room abandoned palazzo on the slopes of Mount Etna. And today we're going to talk about breaking down those walls and maybe a little building them back up again. So today I'm going to take you through what's been going on this past week. First, maybe most excitingly, because it's one of the biggest differences, is that we were taking down the wall between the family room and the living room, and not the whole wall. To be clear, what we're doing is making an opening. And if you've seen some of our other videos, I've talked about it before. The idea is that if we have a party, or maybe we just want to keep the two spaces open, there will be a big door that can slide open and allow the two rooms to coexist, I guess is what you would call it. And so we've been waiting for that to happen. The reason it's just happened now is because we had rain this week. And if you remember, you can look at our 6 videos of putting on the roof and saving these freschi up on the ceiling. That was all they were focused on, was hurry up and get the ceiling and roof closed so that these weren't damaged. And then they've been continuing to work on things that need the scaffolding outside, because scaffolding costs money to rent. And so we've been working on the outside, but we always have a little something that's going on inside in case of rain. And Stefano, our builder, has been great about that. So we finally got to this because we had some rain and they couldn't work outside. But there were some days that they did get to work outside, and we have been working on the facade. So the scaffolding is on the front. We are waiting for the sandblaster, the sabatrice, to come out and sandblast the balcony railings. And then we can put on the top coat of the intonaco, or the stucco, or the top surface. And we're going to show, we did a test run of that and approved the color. So you'll get to see that in this video too. So stay tuned for some wall opening, and stay all the way to the end to see some of the outside walls that have gotten some finish coats. It's really looking, like it's a real thing, because I still feel like I'm in dreamland. So let me show you what we've done this week. So taking down the wall between the family room and the living room is a little bit of a delicate balance of brute force and patience. So we started with the just opening the top section of this wall, and basically they wanted to get in the steel supports for that. And then slowly but surely, we joked that there was a window. And then it became half door, and then more door. I always love when I can put the time lapse on the guys and just get out of the way. I think sometimes it makes them nervous to know that the camera's on them. I like doing time lapse because it's a little more forgiving, and it makes for an interesting video too. And finally, it got to today, which is a full opening. Now there's still a little more work we have to do to this. We have some more of these joists, I-beams, I guess is really what you'd call them. We have 2 for this side and 2 for this side that'll sort of make the full complement of structure. Now, I talked a little bit at the beginning about what we're going to do here. And what we're going to do is kind of make this a wood decorated wall. So we have a little opening that used to go into this room. And we're going to actually close the back of that up and make this a little sort of niche in this room. And then we're going to continue some wood paneling here, but kind of make one of those flat bookshelves where you would put books like flat on the surface with a little bar so they don't fall off, like a plate rail, but for books. And then we're going to frame out or trim out the opening with wood as well and put a couple wood steps in. I think we're going to need 2 steps to get down here. You can see where the cement joists were before. And actually, maybe it won't be 2, maybe it's just 1 step, because while it looks like a long way to go, this floor is higher than that one, but doesn't have a lot more room to go higher. So it's getting a very, not too deep of a coat of micro cement in here. And then this is going to get, the flooring can come up, so there'll be sort of a cement layer first, leveling it, and then another layer. So that floor is going to come up a little more. This is only going to come up a little bit, and so it might just be 1 step down. But, you know, I trust my guys. They'll come up with the right solution there. And yeah, so we'll have wood trimmed all the way out. Again, this wall will come a little bit wider because we have to fit in the other 2 I-beams for support. And I'm so excited. It really makes a big difference. This room that I'm in, which is the family room, is usually very echoey, and it's only a little bit echoey. It's amazing how that changed. Now, this wall is very thick, and so it had room for very big boulders. That's like 3 times the size of my head for scale, and you can see more of those here. We joked about maybe they just need to become coffee tables, because who wants to have to carry those back down? But I think what we will do is keep some for gardenscaping in the courtyard. But because I hate to have them, I mean, they need to go down, but maybe they don't have to go back up into a truck and then into another truck and then somehow find a place for them, because they're organic, and rocks, I think, shouldn't be thrown away. They should go somewhere to live out the rest of their natural life. And this is what our wall looks like from the other side, looking up into the other room. As a reminder, this is my favorite pink room. The angels up above, the cherubs. And the guys have put on, you know, the coat of cement over the metal mesh, which they've been putting on all the walls. So that wall they had not done before we did the roof, because we knew we always needed to open it up, so it didn't make sense to do that before. And now that's all set. And now they just have to take the wall downstairs. All right, so let's see what else we've been up to. So when the Sabatrice comes, the sandblaster, he'll be coming, not this coming Monday, but next Monday. So we're gonna have a little bit of a delay. We just can't start the intonico, the outer front facade, until he does his work, because they would just, sandblasting the railing would just damage the wall. But he'll also be doing the stove, just this piece, which is the back side of the front of the stove. If you remember, we'll have him clean that all up, hopefully make all the doors openable, and then we'll build sort of a cabinet behind it so that we can use it as storage. And then we're going to also, this is the old water boiler tank, but we'll also save this. We haven't really decided how that's going to work into the design yet, but we're hoping to make that happen. And he'll also work on these stairs and some of the lava stone outside. But the real reason we brought you in here today, I've already shown you the little sample, I believe, in one of our videos of our green front. And so it's interesting because you're seeing more of our fingerprints in the video. The lighting in this room really does make it weird, because it was just green a second ago, and now the brightness makes that go away. So let me get to a part where you can actually see what the color is. There we go. And there are two finishes. So it's very much an olive green, and this top up here, we were touching it before it was dry, but you can kind of see this velvety finish on it, and that's what we want. We want it to feel a little bit like it's patinaed and aged. It's funny, you're seeing a lot, it feels twice as much patinaed in the picture than it does in person. And then just for, color is going to get funny, but you can see that this side has more texture, and I'm creating my own shadow here. Okay, so we could go with that, which is a semi-smooth, but we're going to go with this, which is very smooth. Man, you can really see all of our fingers that touched it while it was still drying. But it feels super smooth. It looks in person almost like velvet covered, and it won't be perfectly all one color, which is what I wanted, because we want the house to not feel like it's brand new, just somehow it amazingly is in good condition. We want it to fit in with the neighborhood. So what do you guys think of that color? Did you like it? Took us a couple rounds to get the right color, but we got it, and I'm super excited for that. And now we can get you sort of an up-close picture of what we were working on this wall. So they're still going to add a really cool feature up here, which is the same trim that matches on the other side. This trim is coming off totally. It was built slightly differently because it was made at another time. And this is the old original trim. So we're going to recreate this, and I hope to be able to catch that on film for you. And it's going to go very similar. We have some specialists that are going to come in and trim that out. But because this was done differently, and because this is going to be kept as open stonework, so that we can see these cool stripes of lava stone and brick, we're going to just make it go straight up, kind of like that is up there, but only on the top. And it'll be, not all the stone walls look like this, but this one does. And let's highlight this as a feature. And then we are going to put in double doors in all of these openings, and even in the other doors as well, but double doors so that we can have a big sort of sunlit dining room. The bricks need to still be cleaned off a little bit in here, but you can see from that outside shot what they will look like. More like this, somewhere in between those two. We want it to still look rustic, but like this up here is too much coverage. It's showing too much or hiding too much. So very exciting to talk more walls. So a short but sweet video for you this week about what's been going on here. We're going to start looking at some of our design choices and thinking. Jen, our designer, was here last week and I got no video. We were so busy. Jen captured some, and we're going to get some of that to pop in one of our videos coming up. But mostly we did a ton of work and we are fully focused on getting that guest house finished. So you're going to start seeing finished work. They're going to come in and stucco this week or next. Then the electrician's going to come in. When the electrician comes in, we get to go up to the roof and have our solar put in. That should just be a one-day job. If the stucco goes right, that's just a 1 or 2 day job because they've got some new tools, we think. You have to stay tuned for that. And then we've got tiles to put in. I've got complicated tile patterns to put in, and I've been told that I get to be on site and tell them what to do, which is exciting and a little nerve-wracking for me. I'm going to have to learn some more directions in Italian. I have a destra and a sinistra, but I am very excited. We went back to Romano tile and we've got some ideas picked out for a threshold in the bathroom, so more work is going to come from them. I am feeling a little bit like I'm in a Hallmark movie, which seems apropos for the time of year. And it feels like this dream is starting to come true. So we're just a few months away. Lots of exciting stuff. We're going to circle through all of those trades, the painter, all these things. And I'm going to try and spell out for you how it's done because I'm learning every day the way things work differently here. And I hope for those of you who are watching, who are thinking of doing something in Italy or Sicily, which I know is Italy, I can help enlighten you on the process. It's much different here. We've done a full gut renovation in the States, and this is different, but just different. It's not worse or better, and I'm learning a little bit at a time, and so thankful that we have a great team that likes to try to explain it to me in Italian, and we're just having a great time. So follow along, because in the next couple months, we're getting to some finish work in the guest house, and then we move everything over to the main house, and in between, probably a bunch of design information. I'm going to share with you what one of my favorite tools is in construction, and it might surprise you. Until next time, ciao, ciao.